Welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask for the Nintendo GameCube. Alright my friends, welcome back. So we just took care of the Southern Swamp and the Woodfall Temple, and I went back to day one just to get a fresh timer because we're going to be going over to the mountain village and trying to do the temple in Snowhead. So the reason I'm at my bank, let's see, this is where you deposit your rupees. I don't actually have any yet, so I'm going to need to go and get some, because we need 50 rupees for a bomb bag. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do that first. Rupees are actually quite easy to come across in this game. One of the best places to actually get some is right over here, in fact. There's a couple of Dodongos down here. If you take one of them out, they drop normally about 50 rupees at a time, so I'm going to go ahead and try that out. Alright, where are you? You should be down here. There's normally about 2 or 3 of them patrolling down this area, so... Oh, hang on. There we go. Yep, same deal with these as in Ocarina of Time. You just hit them on the tail, and they spin around. Do a bit of damage when they spin, so it's probably best to get out of their way. I think it's about 2 or 3, maybe 4 hits against the big Dodongos. But I'm after the big Dodongo because these guys drop the most rupees. Jeez, this might take a long time because I don't have any of the better swords in this game, so... The Great Fairy Sword will be absolutely fantastic against this guy. Probably about a 2 or 3 hit at literally at most. This has been about 7 or 8 now. Literally, this guy's taking more than some of the mini-bosses in the dungeons. This is crazy. Damn it, man, seriously. And they deal like a heart of damage every time as well, so they're no pushover. This little song behind me, if you copy that, you get rupees as well. Little extra if you want to do that. There we go, right. Jeez, that took a long time. So they self-destruct and do damage after death as well, but there you go, 50 rupees, very easy. And there's a hole over there. And if you go down there, there's 2 of these giant Dodongos. I won't be going down there yet because that is a little bit hard to do with 4 hearts, because you're in a very tight enclosed space. But if you beat both of them, it spawns a chest and there's a piece of heart in there, so that's pretty cool to do. So 50 rupees is what I needed, because I'm going to go and buy myself a bomb bag. Because to gain access to the mountain village, there's giant snowballs in the way, and you can't get past them unless you bomb them, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Because in this episode we get to become a Goron. Pretty darn cool. As you saw in the last episode, we were a Deku Scrub, so yeah, changing it up. Constantly changing costume, like that old program Mr. Ben. Alright, here we go, the bomb shop. 50 rupees for a bomb bag. Not my ideal way of spending money, but I'll take it. We can get a bigger bomb bag later on. I'll show that off perhaps later. It involves the merchants that we saw at the start of this game, actually. Yeah, there was a merchant right after the Bomber's notepad book thing. They give you a code and then you get the Moon's Tear, all that good stuff, and yeah. The merchant asks for a Moon's Tear, but there's about 4 or 5, maybe 6 of them merchants in the entire game, so it can be a little bit tedious trying to get one and then realise you haven't got the rest, so I won't be doing that until the end once I've done all the deeds. Now what I'm really relying on is to come across an arrow, well 2 arrows to be exact, because there's an ice shard over there that gains us access to Mountain Village, but in order to get through we need some arrows. Only 2, and there we go, lovely. Fantastic, loads of arrows, exactly what I needed. And sometimes it can be quite fun to actually shoot at the icicle from here. You don't have to, you can go right up to it of course, but sometimes, I don't know, you just give yourself, some credit I suppose if you can shoot at it from here. It's just a bit fun, and quite cool to know that you can if you want to. So it destroys the ice barrier, which allows us to grant it grants us access to that area now basically. And we're going to be getting a pretty nostalgic item from Ocarina of Time in this part as well, the Lens of Truth, which we're going to probably need at some point during this game, so we might as well go and get it. And of course, we get to meet the owl again. Because what Zelda game wouldn't be complete without that annoying, repetitively talking owl? I know. It's one of those things. Screw the Tektite, I'm not interested. I'm just going this way. Yeah, because if you didn't get the bomb bag and you just came all the way over here, you wouldn't be able to do much else because these big giant snow boulders are in the way. And I don't know if there's any glitch to get past them, so I just thought I'd play it by the books and get through the normal way. Alright, there we go. So now we're basically at Mountain Village. And there is some history here as well, including a Goron that died at some point. He's got a little bit of history with the village. He's, you know, very well looked up to. And he's going to be the guy that we're going to be pretty much dressed up as. Once we play the Song of Healing, he's going to give us his mask. Just like we got the Deku mask as well. So, pretty cool place. There's obviously ice mechanics and all that good stuff. There's an owl statue over here, so if you hit it, you can teleport back here, but I'm not going to do that because as this is the N64/GameCube version, every time you save at an owl statue, you end up having to quit the game. And I don't really want to have to do that unless I've actually finished recording this nostalgic masterpiece. So all I'm going to basically do is just get on with it, I think. Now you see the puffs of snow that are coming out of the ground. You get the gist with that. That's basically Tektites underneath, and yeah, they're just giving you warnings. But this guy doesn't. He just comes out of the snow and he's like, "Hey, yeah, you're dead. You're dead. Just die." No, I'm not going to. I think there's hot spring water down there. You can go down there and get that if you want, or you can get it the way that I'm going to go and get it, because we're going to be going there anyway. But it's just in case you want an extra supply of hot water. Now whilst we're here, I'm going to go ahead and talk to this Goron over here who's extremely cold. Why the heck are you guys living here? Just move out onto Tamina Field, it's a little bit warmer there. Go ahead and open the shrine for me, please. You can only get into the Goron shrine if one of the Gorons does like a ground pound type thing, and it opens the door below for you, so yeah, let's just go down there. It's alright, Link, just jump off, it's fine. And there we go, we're just going to go in here now. Now, prepare your ears for one of the most annoying sounds in the entire game. That's incredibly annoying, isn't it? Rattles your very brain. Alright, so, yeah, we're going to go and talk to the little baby Goron that's making this incredibly annoying sound. Because it's going to help us out later on. I have actually made the mistake of not speaking to the baby Goron first and then trying to do something later on, and you actually have to do this first. It's a little bit time consuming if you don't do this part first, so we go ahead and talk to this one. He wants his daddy, he's cold and he wants his daddy, and that's pretty much all you got to do. Because there is actually a Goron frozen just outside of this place, and that's his son. Yeah. And he needs to know that the baby's crying, so that he can teach us a song that will shut him the hell up. Right, so that's what we're going to be doing. That's what we've come here to do. But first of all, I want to go and get the Lens of Truth, which is just over here. A free item, pretty cool item, very nostalgic item. And you'll notice over there, there it is, there's like a little cave, but there's actually platforms that take us over to it, but we can't see them. And there's a little shadow on the ground here that we'll get to that in a second. Let's just go ahead and talk to this guy first. We meet again, fairy child. Have my stone statues been of help? No, not really, because I have to quit the game afterwards. Could you do me a favour and fly over to that cave over there? I kind of need you to drop your feathers on top of the platforms. That would be pretty darn awesome. So he's just going to basically fly over there. And he's going to drop some feathers on the ground for us as well. Why the heck did you drop a... He dropped a feather on top of the actual stone just then? That was very weird. He's normally supposed to take off in a bit more of a smoother route than that, but... Jeez, okay. This guy's losing his touch, I think. He's going to fly into a brick wall at some point. That would be absolutely hilarious. That would be worth just savouring that moment. Alright, thanks Al. Thanks again for your... much appreciated help and forever guiding wisdom. I'm just going to go through this cave. He's basically just wishing us luck on our journey, you know, the usual stuff that the owl preaches about. But there's this little chest here for us, and you always know it's a pretty good item when it's hidden away, and there's this little bit of cinematic here for us. It, of course, is the Lens of Truth. Does exactly what it does in Ocarina of Time. Now, okay, let's go ahead and find out what it does. For us right now, in fact, because it allows us to see the dead. So, just over there we can see the platforms, and there's actually a Goron ghost over there as well. And his name is Damani. And he's basically the guy that I was talking about. He's the guy that gets looked up to in this place. There he is, he's like, "You can see me?" He's very sort of like freaked out by that. So basically all you got to do here is just follow him. You don't really need to use the Lens of Truth to be able to see where he is. Not unless he's in the distance and you can't quite make out, but if you stay close to him you'll be perfectly fine because he's not actually that quick. But one thing I like to do is just basically turn the Lens of Truth off. You won't be able to see him, but you'll be able to see the shadow on the floor, which is just as good. It's like, the ghost has a shadow but you can't actually see the ghost. It's like, it's very creepy but weird at the same time. So what we're basically going to do is just follow this guy now, and he's going to take us to basically his resting place. And that's where we get the Goron mask. So I'm pretty excited. It takes bloody ages though. He's very slow actually. Like, he waits at the doorway here, and then you actually have to go right up to him for him to then pass into the next area. So now where is he going to be going? There he is, he's waiting for us down there, okay. Off you go, I'm here. You squashed that wolf, you see that? The wolf is an absolute pancake. Alright, screw you. Try not to touch the ice, I think it can actually do freeze damage. Tingle's just hovering around in his balloon. If you want to buy maps, then he's the guy to talk to. Or the thing to talk to. I prefer the word thing, because he creeps the fuck out of me. Alright. You're going to go straight into the next area, or are you going to wait? He's going to wait first, and then we have to watch him go in again. See, if I was doing a speedrun of this game, I wouldn't do this, but for anybody who is maybe stuck at this point in the game, because you actually have to talk to this ghost to find out where you have to go next. But because I've played this game, I know what I have to do, and I would have just gone there anyway. Because it doesn't matter whether you follow this guy or not. Because what he's doing for us is he's leading us to his burial, which is actually just over the ice platforms there. You see that? Just over there. And I find the best way to get across this, rather than slipping and sliding all over these ice stone things, just use the Deku Scrub to just hop over there like that. It's a lot easier. And depending on what version you're playing, I don't know if this route is any different. I'm playing, of course, the N64 version that has been ported over to the GameCube Collector's Edition. But this route is normally right, left, right. So you can give that a try on the 3DS version if you're playing that on that version. But that's kind of the deal that I've gone with here. It's just right, a little bit of left, and a little bit of right again. That's normally okay. Right, and that takes us all the way up to his resting place. There's a couple of Gorons up here just shivering their asses off. And all we're going to basically go and do now is talk to him and play the song Healing. And that will be perfectly fine. Now, how do I play this one again? Hang on a second. Let me just quickly recap on this. I'm terrible when it comes to remembering songs. Left, right, down, okay. There we go. So now, basically, we're going to heal him. Just like we experienced when we got the Deku Mask. This is going to basically help this guy out. And why the hell... What the heck is your problem? Jeez Louise. Do something! Was he harder to please or something? Must be the way. I don't know. What is going on? Hang on a second. Is it the ocarina? Do I have to play the freaking ocarina, or do I have to talk to this guy first? Maybe I have to talk to him first. Oh, okay, right, no, play it with the ocarina. Okay. Alright, it makes a difference if it comes from the ocarina. Alright, so he's going to do a little bit of self-reflecting and... yeah, just get this nice healing treatment. And then, yeah, all the Gorons are looking up to him. It's quite a nice moment. He's very happy and overwhelmed, and I don't know, I guess this is his form of healing, seeing how much people actually appreciated his existence, his life in the Goron village area. So now he's pretty much happy, he's healed, and he's kind of just passing on his responsibility now onto us. Which of course involves us getting the Goron mask. So there you go. I leave my undying feelings with you. The deeds I accomplished while living are dear oh dear, carved on my grave. You should read it. You don't have to, but you can if you want. So we got the Goron mask. Excellent. And I've decided that maybe at the end of this game I might be getting some bonus masks as well. I don't know, I haven't quite decided yet whether I'm going to do it throughout this playthrough, but at the end of this game I'll be showing you guys extra stuff that you can do, extra collectibles, maybe a couple of secrets and stuff as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and enjoy this really creepy Goron transformation moment. Go ahead and pull this pillar, and what that does for us is releases a water current from below. And it's hot spring water, which is exactly what these guys needed. Just what the Goron Doctor asked for, and let's see, we're just going to go ahead and bottle some of that. Lovely stuff. And there we go, hot spring water. But of course it won't last very long, so we have to act quick. And one of the loveliest things about Darmani the Goron that I love the most is he is so fast with travelling. He really is just amazing when it comes to travelling here. So what I'm going to do here is just build up a charge here and show you guys something that I normally do in the 3DS version, which is just skipping all of that down there. And it just pretty much takes you straight into the area that you're supposed to be going. Some people don't realise that you can actually make that from up there, and normally you wouldn't be able to. You'd have to jump off and get across the ice platforms like normal. And that can be a little bit tedious. Now there is a Goron down here, and I'm trying to remember exactly where he is because they actually move him on the 3DS version, which is very annoying. But normally it's the biggest one, and I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. There's this old dude here. Oh, for God's sake, really? Come on, dude, get out of there. Come on. Go ahead and drop that hot spring water there. And save yourself from the damage that you're actually not taking due to the little sequence there. And there we go. It's already this late, I must hurry. No, you're not. Speak to him again. And he's like, huh? Oh, you're Darmani. But you're supposed to be dead. Am I hallucinating? Maybe this is also the doing of Snowhead's magic power. I've been made a fool of. But that's impossible. I refuse to flinch. If I can see the past illusion, you'll vanish in an instant. What? My son is crying because he misses me? Why do you know that? My son misses me. Oh, forgive me, my child. Your father has work to do. So yeah, long story short, if we didn't speak to that kid just now, we wouldn't be able to mention that small fact to this Goron here. And what would happen is we'd have to go back, speak to the Goron kid, and then come back. But by the time we come back, this Goron moves so slowly that he would actually be frozen again. And that really sucks. So I think that's why the ice bit is at the top there, that you can go down and get some more hot spring water. Because you can kind of just go back to that easier, can't you? So if you get to this point and you forget that you've got to speak to the Goron kid first, then you can go ahead and get some hot spring water easier that way. But yeah, that's why I spoke to the Goron kid first, because you can just mention it here straight away. Saves you a little bit of time. Now this guy only remembers half of this Goron lullaby song that he's teaching us, so we're only going to be able to learn the first half, but thankfully the Goron kid knows the second half, so it's a double whammy. The kid is going to learn, well, teach us the rest of the song, so we get a brand new full-length song, and the Goron kid is going to shut the hell up, so it's a good day for us. Alright, so we need the Goron's lullaby to be able to gain access to the next temple, so unfortunately we have to go back to the Goron kid. Not the most fun thing in the world, but you know what, we're going to have to get on with it, I suppose, aren't we? Alright, there it is, just up there. Nice and easy. Now, there are some weaknesses with the masks, and some very good strengths as well. The Goron has got very, strong strength. He can curl up and do a pound like that, which is fantastic. Which also allows him to open up this door here for us as well. Because he's a Goron. So we can go down there and listen to this annoying sound once more. What a pleasure, right? Isn't that the most beautiful sound in the world? Okay. But thankfully we have the song, so he can teach us the rest of it and he can shut up. That's fantastic. There we go. Because if we go to the Snowhead Temple, we're not going to be able to get past this humongous Goron that's standing in our way. You kind of need to put him to sleep. And I don't know what happens to him because he falls off of this giant mountain. And I don't know, maybe he dies, but I don't know. It's pretty mad. Okay, so this is the Goron Lullaby song. Learning a lot of songs early on in this game, but there are very quick songs to learn actually. Because if you're sticking to the main story, you're just going to be learning these songs on the go. Because the next place that we're going to be going to after the Snowhead is the Great Bay Water Temple. There's going to be stuff there that we've got to do first as well. But you learn songs very quickly in this game. I mean, the way you play this game, it's completely up to you. I'm doing a basic playthrough at the moment, so I'm sticking to the main plot. But you can play this however which way you want. You can go and get a ton of collectibles. You can go and do side quests that get you extra masks and stuff. But generally speaking, I find the best time to do all that stuff is right at the end of the main stuff, because I wouldn't have the arrows unless I did the Southern Swamp Temple. I wouldn't have the Goron mask unless I came here. There's a lot of stuff that you actually really need throughout the game, like the arrows, the bombs, the Lens of Truth maybe as well. There's things that you need. And it's just worth getting them. Now there's nothing in that, is there? No. One of those containers up there, you can actually spin it by lighting up all the lights in this room. And if you go over that ramp, there's actually something that Gorons eat in one of them that you can take and get a mask for. I was just doing it just to see if casually we could make that. But yeah, we've got everything that we came here for now. All we need to do is basically go over to the temple, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. But I think first what might be a good idea to do is to save the game and call it an episode, because it won't be a very wise idea for me to go straight into the temple now, because the temple can actually be quite complex and time consuming. And I want to have a fresh timer for it as well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save the game, wherever the save point is. It's normally here, but maybe I'm thinking of the 3DS version. Yeah, possibly so. Hang on a second, wait, is that the owl statue over there? It is. Wow, no wonder they moved it by the house. In that house, by the way, you can make yourself a golden sword if you get, I think it might be golden shavings or something like that. It's basically some kind of gold dust stuff that you need. But you get that later on in the game, if you want to, that is. Now that Goron up there is the Goron I was talking about. He's got the Don Gero's mask on his head. It's basically a frog which allows you to communicate with other frogs. It's kind of a side quest that you can do. But he's very hungry, and that container that I broke earlier in the Goron Shrine area earlier, you can throw some food up there and he basically has the energy to get down and gives you the extra mask. So that's something that I'll probably do later on. But first of all, I'm going to go ahead and save my game and call it an episode, guys. I do hope you're enjoying the playthrough and you'll join me in the next episode. Alright guys, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.